Hello and welcome to this episode of TechP What's the What? I am TechP, government name Jeffrey McKinney. Today I am joined by, I would say, two of my longtime comrades. And so I'm a pass to Mercury first to give an introduction for yourself. Tell everybody who you
I
are,
am
Universe.
Merc Hall, Mercury Hall, CEO of Mercury Universe, where we create, 3D avatars in your likeness in order for you to promote yourself. Mm, mm,
Welcome,
mm.
welcome.
Thank
So,
you.
if you guys have ever seen any of those characterized, cartoonized, but look more real than fake, and you can tell that's absolutely Jeff, then Mercury is responsible for bringing that vision to life. And you may have even seen some of Chap Shoe. Chap Shoe
Yeah,
has
shoes.
a version or two of a Merc emoji. So definitely very, very cool, forward-thinking technology that is ahead of its time, but right on time.
Well, thank you, sir. It's
Superman.
my fault. Uh-oh.
Superman, jump in. Tell the people a bit about yourself.
Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for allowing me to be on this podcast. And if don't nobody know who's listening, these are two of the baddest dudes in the Metroplex and on this planet. So, man, I thank you guys. Much love for
Thank you.
this opportunity. As you can see, I do go by the title of Superman, because I do so many things and wear so many hats. But um, for the sake of the podcast and the time that we have allotted, I'm just gonna say, hey, I run a nonprofit. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am a first responder coach and consultant, and most importantly, I am a father and a husband, and a follower of Christ. So, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Let's do it.
Very important. All very
Yeah.
important things.
Fantastic. So for those of you out there, this is Tech P What's the What, and I envisioned and deliver this particular podcast, one of a few that we produce here at One Integration. This one is about Tech P being able to come and just hang out and be himself. For so long, I went into spaces where I felt like I was doing my best to try to fit in, but ultimately that didn't work out. And there's a story to go along with that, and a journey that took me through a period of disassociation and suicidal ideation, and all of these different things that were there for me to learn from. And so, for me, I build Tech P, and I build um, technology and a platform now to be able to tell these stories of how we are given challenges to overcome so that we can deliver our purpose in support of humanity. Today, we're talking about that process. We were Merc, Ray, and we were talking amongst ourselves in different conversations over I would say the last week. And we've done quite a bit of work together, from being inside of the firehouse cooking with first responders to being out in the community celebrating one another and different benefits. But we were talking about, like, what is it like to actually decide to do something, and then having to now face that alone. And so the conversation just took off. And so I wanted to spin up a conversation real quick to be able to bring to the community, because this is really why One Integration was founded, and that's to be able to make sure that we can have a centralized location for people who are aligned with purpose and need the resources to have them curated to you at the right time. So, Ray, talk a little bit about your journey to transition outside of I think it was 26 and a half years, Dallas Fire and Rescue. Now you've been executive director and founder of To the Next Shift. What has it been like to do that with limited resources and then stumbling upon, places like One Integration that has resources there for your support?
Well, first and foremost, coming up with the idea of To the Next Shift, it all started behind a need. And so seeing first responders go out and save the world, but then no one is saving them was a big thing that I just said, you know what, it has to be some solutions to that. And so
Of
starting and
course.
founding To the Next Shift, helping hundreds of first responders to this point from 2022 to where we are right now. And it's always a challenge of, trying to secure resources and funding and grants and so that you can make the dream happen. Because we already know, just like in any uh, job settings, scenario, church, foundation, whatever you are doing, if you don't have the right funding and the right people around you, it's not going to take off the way you would, want to take off. So, partnering up with One Integration, guys like you, Mercury, and Jeff, TechP, it's been wonderful because One Integration opens up a door for that safe space that so many people via first responders, want to have to be able to express themselves, get resources, get knowledge. Like we was talking earlier about, it's a constant growth and learning pathway for us all, especially first responders. You know, um, I was talking to my wife a couple of days ago, and I said, our word for 2025 was collaboration. And she said, "Hey, my word." And I was like, "You know what? That was my word." So we laughed about that, and that was, each year, I like to come up with the word, and it's about collaboration and being so that if you really want to, do great things, yeah, you can do some stuff, by yourself, but no person, no organization has done things solely alone. And I was telling you guys, I'm fortunate because we share the same vision, we share the same dreams and admirations on where we're trying to go. And I just remember this old African proverb that says, "If you want to go fast, go alone." But if you want to go very far, you go what? You go together. So collaboration is everything. And so if someone is thinking about uh, doing something great in whatever they've come up with, just make sure you have the right people and resources around you. And you can start here with one integration because we have that.
Well, I'd jump in and I'd say you can start either place. We really want to meet folks where they are. You know, uh, when I was catching up with Ray last week, it had been some time since we had spoke, and we were talking about what I was doing on this side and what he had been doing on his side. And one of the things that I've always said about Ray and what he does is he has these what I call sleeping assets. And so I went into a screen share and started showing kind of what I had going on inside of my video library and just kind of capturing and having the conversation. And Ray took the screen share and he started popping off testimonial after testimonial after testimonial from Mississippi to this place to that place, first responders, new first responders, and so these are people that have come to him with a desire to be a first responder by way of however they found their way to him. And I would say, God led them, because at this point, the marketing and the strategy of onboarding net new leads is an area of opportunity, but uh, the proof is in the pudding. From the testimonials that you hear from all shades and types of personalities of people that Ray's able to meet. So And that has nothing to do with me. And so um, that's by way of Ray. So yes, we do help people here with One Integration, but To the Next Shift is doing a fantastic job of setting the expectation of what um, uh, people who aspire to be first responders should expect, how to present themselves as a potential first responder candidate, and how to ready themselves for after they achieve that goal. That's just the beginning of their journey. As Ray, kind of explains, 27 years he was there at Dallas Fire and Rescue. And so that wasn't, get through the testing phase and then it's over. No, it was some work to be done to be able to now achieve the heights and the goals that he has. Uh, I'll pass to you, Mercury. You and I, we've been working alongside of one another. I'll say since 2021.
Yeah,
Um,
that's about right.
yeah,
Yeah.
2021. I mean, I recall us connecting at a time where I was struggling with my words. And what I remember was you would sift through my words and pick the clusters that made the most sense and then create from those. Talk a little bit about, why you saw that as an opportunity. I just ran across a piece you did 105 weeks ago. That
Wow,
with
that's pretty specific.
Yeah, well, Instagram will tell you. It's 105 weeks ago that you took a piece of TechP, my Merc Moji, and Caleb from KBC Custom, and merged them together to tell a story about how he curated the attire for TechP in the virtual and the physical. Can you talk a bit about that process?
You know what? And that came across my timeline as well. So that's good branding right there. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. And thank you for helping us collaborate. There's your word.
Yeah,
Helping us collaborate. That was a good thing and a good partnership there.
yeah,
What I do is, like I said in the beginning, create 3D avatars in the likeness of my users. And so you never seem like you're at a loss for words as far as when I communicate with you, Jeff. And so there may be some things that you say in the beginning that may get lost in translation later, or you may not remember that you said them, but I have a pretty good memory as far as that goes. So I'll just remember that you said something, or we could have recorded a conversation like this, right? So we always have footage of that information. And that's kind of my specialty, right? I like to see myself as a director, some sort of actor, if you will. And so these are just voiceovers to me. And I'm like, well, we have the character, and I can make the character do whatever it is that you want to do or carry on your past behaviors, right? So now all we have to do is sync the verbiage that you want to be presented, that you want to present the world with the image that you're already portraying. And I just married the two. And that's kind of what happened with you and your KB Customs. You wanted to uplift Caleb, correct?
yep, yep.
So you wanted to lift him and his business, and I wanted for you to be successful. You also wanted to be successful. In addition to, you wanted Caleb to be successful. So I took his pieces, his custom pieces, his art, and I took what I know of you and what your art is, and I just married the two. And then we have a team behind us that allows you to move and to speak how you want to speak or how you would like to speak if you're not currently speaking like that, right? We can help put you in the future or put you into your ultimate self, if you will. And that's what happened in that case. You wanted
Yeah.
to look, you wanted to be in your KBC Customs, you wanted to say some things, and we just packaged it all together and let that happen. And 105 weeks later, we're able to see it again. So the marketing is true, it is real,
Timeless.
and it is amazing, to be able to collaborate in such a way. And I think with AI, then the sky's the limit because now we'll be able to do that a lot quicker and be able to have more of a variety of the types of avatars that we're going to be able to use, right?
Yeah, I absolutely think that's true. As you were talking, my I was being overcome with my superior ADHD. I have a very high level of that, and it was because these thoughts and this energy and this creativity was just kind of just kept popping in my head, and what I was thinking about was Superman, who
Mm-hmm.
has already talked about how he's a creative force and he has uh, written several books.
Mm-hmm.
He's got
Six,
Raymond,
six, six,
six books,
six
six
books.
books,
That's a lot of books.
children's books as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Raymond is one of the characters in the children's book, and Raymond has, what are the two characters with Raymond?
Raymond has his two best friends, which is Joy Sunshine, who happens to be a young lady, and his best friend also is Jimmy
Robusto.
Robusto. Robusto. Yes.
Robusto, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see that Superman is already someone who thinks in this way. Ray, what was it like to see your Merc Moji chap shoe the first time you saw him?
Well, the the first time I saw it, I was blown away because just like Merck said, we're living in a technology-driven world, but this AI is is here now, and it's been here. I mean, if we can go back as far as I can't. I was We was watching a movie the other day, and I mean that movie was like 25. Oh, let me tell you what I watched on last Monday. And if you guys hadn't gone there, man, we definitely need to go there, man, one day. Y'all probably have because y'all are some big time guys. I went to the Cosm on Monday. Shout out to the Cosm. And I didn't even know what movie that that was showing. I went with a couple of my friends that came down from St. Louis, and man, they were showing The Matrix, and in The Matrix, they mentioned AI, and man, how long ago was The Matrix? That was what, 25
20
years
years,
ago,
20
30.
plus years ago.
So it's been around, and now here we are. Everything every day is AI. So being ahead of the game with people like Merck and you, Jeff, and being able to use these tools so that uh, we can educate one another, and definitely the more people, more groups that we are associated with. Because I was even thinking about how the plan, and we'll talk about that, a little bit later. But how we can use this to infuse the barber community. We have so many of those individuals. With that, talking to them, but then also too infusing, uh, if my Clippers could speak, with them too as well. So that's a whole nother, side that we need to discuss. But I saw it for
You cutting
Merc,
out on me. I can't hear you right now.
yeah, we lost your
it was
audio.
crazy.
Okay,
Oh, okay,
yeah, you cut out probably the last 30 seconds
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
clearly.
Okay, yeah. So basically, I was just saying I was amazed when I saw the Merc Moji, the digital likeness, and I was like, man, we if we can only just continue to increase this and get better, we're gonna be able to help so many, different people in different ways. Because everybody's not just you know going to really attract just seeing the physical part of us. Yeah, a lot of people are on that, but if you can just change it up and do something different and use that portion of it, man, it just makes things a lot easier. You know.
I would say that, if you just think about, we've been Merck has been in this space and is a patent holder in this space. Let me just say that, like, this is not just someone who picked up whatever the newest, freshest AI is and started doing something. Merck has created and has government issued patents in this space, and so this is something that he knows, and he's helped architect and ahead of the time. And so now you look at it, and I've seen the velocity in which things have picked up, in which other people can do some of these same types of things. However, the way that we see these things being used are highly questionable. I've seen where AI is taking people like key figures in history and having them do things that are not aligned with who
with
they
their
were
values.
with their values. And so that's something that is an area of concern. However, is something that actually makes what Merc does even more relevant, because when you see a Merc emoji, you know that there's going to be a certain intentionality, a certain type of integrity about it. You know that it's custom fitted, custom curated for the spirit of that person. And so it's not something that someone just typed into a machine and said, hey, create this person doing this because it's funny. I saw these are people's names that I'd mentioned, but I saw a picture of looked to be about a 6 or 7 month pregnant Cardi B visiting R. Kelly in prison. And this never happened. And how many people, after seeing this, walked away thinking that this happened, and then went to go spend their time talking about something that didn't happen? And so, if you understand the power of words and believe that, if you understand that time is money, and you understand that, or you are the mindset that I just want to be able to have access to resources that I can trust, then that's what we are bringing here with partnerships and collaborations, along with Superman to the Next Shift, Mercury and Merc Universe with the Merc emojis. And when you join One Integration in our community, these are the people that are on the inside. There's no uh, fake algorithm with the fake person that's maybe a bot, or somebody's paying for some likes or some clicks. We don't even really care about likes and clicks. They don't. I mean, the other social media has made it to where those things are irrelevant now because they can be purchased. And not only can they be purchased, if you own the platform, then you get them for free. And so you could use them to barter with other people on the platform. Hey, put out these messages and I'll give you this many free likes or free bots. Now, that's just something I came up with in my own head. But is it a possibility that it's happening? I would say it's highly, highly, highly possible. Highly possible. And so what we want is for those folks out there. There's been tons of news of layoffs and transitions and new seasons to be either thrust upon people, or for people to be choosing that. And so we want to be an option to now say, as a community, Ray, Merc, Jeff, and whoever else is inside of One Integration, we're here to support whatever it is that you want to do next. For example, for me, one of the things that I need to say out to this broader community is I'm looking for attorneys. I'm looking for attorneys. I believe, in my experience, has shown me that there is an issue with representation, legal representation, for those people who choose to use their voice to stand up in a more righteous fashion. And so, how do we get ahead of and give people an option that you can speak up in a way that is not messy, in a way that is not traumatic, in a way that's not toxic? Well, we prepare ourselves to be able to have that type of representation inside of the community, to be able to support the people. What is an example of how an attorney could be used? Well, for me, I use an attorney once because Land Rover Jaguar sold me a product that met certain requirements that said that it was not a lemon, but They knew some things about that product before they sold it to me, and so it required them to go back and fix it and give me the delta and how much the car would have been worth if they had disclosed that particular malfunction. How would we ever know that? I'm not a lawyer. I was able to have enough resilience to say, hey, something's wrong here. Let me make some phone calls. Let me do a bunch of good. No, we don't want you to have to do that. We want you to just be able to send us join the community, submit a what's up report, and then we'll be able to come back and say, hey, here are your options. Here are your options. And then would you like to join us and be a part of being able to put your purpose on demonstration like Merc and Superman and TechP and the rest of the people who are now showing up to say, hey, if you need help out there, I'd love to be able to support you, because that's what purpose and humanity is all about. And right now, it seems like the world is really thirsting for that. Anything to add to any of that, Merc or Shu? Go ahead and jump in.
Oh, that is perfect. And that is definitely a resource, having lawyers. And those are definitely some concerns that I'm sure a lot of people have, but are not worried about doing anything because we're in an environment that no one has the funds or the resources to be able to do that. And if they were able to do that, where would they get the money, right? So we know that with the current climate, a lot of people are pinched for funds and everything is more expensive than it was in former years. And so those are just a lot of resources, a lot of things that the vast majority of people would not think about because they're like, we don't have time for that.
Yeah. Ray, anything to add to that?
Man, the only thing that I would say about it is that one integration and the community that's been built is just open for great individuals like that just bring a plus, bring great character, positiveness, and that's just the space that's been provided. That's what we're about. That's what the people that we want to surround ourselves or collaborate ourselves with, and we just ready to get it, man, so we can go and help people.
Yeah. And I want to stress this to even you, Ray, Merc. We've already started. Um, we're not needing to start over. Mercury's done countless amount of Merc emojis for people ranging from entertainers to uh, fitness models to technology entrepreneurs to Dallas Fire and Rescue chaplain. Ray, you've gone out and you've spoken on stages, written books, created uh, 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 puppets out of your imagination. I'm not making any of this up. Are you guys hearing that feedback?
Yeah, we are.
Yes, I
Yep.
do hear the feedback. What is that?
Ray, is that your microphone?
No, I got it.
Ray, I think it was your microphone.
Huh?
Say something.
No.
Oh, there you go. No, man, we're gonna have to edit that.
Yeah, there's definitely some feedback going on. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It's difficult to tell.
Did either of you just change your audio settings?
I have not. No, I haven't touched anything since we began.
Me either.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up because this doesn't sound at all good. So you guys hold on. I'm gonna end this, and then we'll review. Thanks for joining, everyone.